Welcome back to another episode of Scholastic IQ, the game where knowledge rules. I'm your host, Ethan Neer, and we have another great show in store for you tonight with our first semi-finals matchup. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams. On the bottom, we have Carbondale with Ryan, Clark, Daniel, and Theodore. And up top, we have Mascoutah with Daniel, Dan, Kaylee, and Wyatt. And I just noticed the amount of Dans in this game. That's not going to get confusing at all. All right, but before we get into our questions, let's just do a quick recap of our rules. We'll start out with some toss-up questions. Those are worth 10 points. If a team gets it right, they move on to a bonus question, which is worth 20 and can be stolen for 10. You guys are allowed to interrupt me at any time, but if you interrupt me and get a question wrong, it is 5 points for the other team, so just be right all the time. All right, if everybody's ready, let's get into the questions. What function, whose namesake law generalizes the Pythagorean theorem, describes the ratio between a right triangle's adjacent, Wyatt?
Law of cosines.
Law of cosines is correct, well done. For your bonus, William Miller's failed prediction of the Second Coming took place in what 19th century decade in which Mormon prophet Joseph Smith was murdered?
(1850s).
1850s is incorrect. Carbondale, chance to steal.
1830s? 1840s?
1840s is correct. Well done. Our next toss-up. In what state were American prisoners were massacred by Bannister Tarleton at Waxhaws did Patriot forces lose the Battle of Camden and Charles? Why?
South Carolina.
South Carolina is correct. For your bonus, Willie Stark, a Southern politician based on Huey Long, is the central character of what novel by Robert Penn Warren?
All the King's Men.
All the King's Men is correct. Well done. Next toss-up. What search engine introduced a chatbot based on GPT-4 in February 2023? Theodore.
Bing.
Bing is correct. For your bonus, scroll-like volutes decorate the top of columns of what order that, like the Doric and Corinthian, is one of the three main classical orders?
Ionic.
Ionic is correct. Next question. What sedimentary rock that has an oolithic form often contains aragonite, forms stalagmites in caves? Clark.
Limestone.
Limestone is correct. For your bonus, what 8-letter word follows social in a term referring to how easily people can change status in a given society?
Social mobility.
Mobility.
Social mobility is correct. Well done. Your next toss-up. What city is the setting of a 1960 George Selden novel about the cricket Chester and is home to Harriet the Spy, who lives on the Upper East Side? Theodore.
New York.
New York is correct. For your bonus, what Egyptian god who was syncretized with Hermes by the Greeks invented hieroglyphics and was often depicted with the head of an ibis?
Thoth.
Thoth is correct. Well done. Next toss-up. What mythical creature, the mascot of Notre Dame's athletic teams, is Ryan?
A leprechaun.
Leprechaun is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what biological compounds containing 4 fused rings include hormones such as cortisol and anabolic, ones that increase muscle mass?
Steroids.
Steroids is correct. And that'll take us to our first media question. This app, Wyatt?
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll is correct. Well done. And since that was a media question, there is no bonus, so we'll just take it back to toss-ups. And everybody pencil and paper ready. What is the only value of x that satisfies the equation 6x minus 7 equals 17, given that the answer is an integer? It's Theodore.
4.
4 is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in August 2023, what district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, indicted 19 people for attempts to overturn the result of the 2020 election?
Smith.
Smith is incorrect. Mascoutah, chance to steal.
Abrams.
That's incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis. Back to our toss-ups. What character meets immortal Struldbergs on Lugnag and talking horses called Wyatt?
Gulliver.
That is incorrect. I will reread the question for you. Oh, wait, Gulliver is correct. Never mind. It's in Gulliver's Travels. I was incorrect. The answer, well done, Wyatt. For your bonus, What queen, the final monarch from the House of Stuart, was reigning when the Acts of Union united England and Scotland?
Mary, Queen of Scots.
Mary is incorrect. Carbondale, chance to steal.
Anne.
Anne is correct. Well done. The next toss-up. What family, which included the corrupt Pope Alexander VI and his daughter Lucrezia, rivaled the support?
Medici.
Can you repeat that for me?
Medici.
Medici is incorrect. Now, that one for sure that time. I will repeat it for you, Carbondale. What family, which included the corrupt Pope Alexander VI and his daughter Lucrezia, rivaled the Sforzas and Medicis in Renaissance Italy? Theodore.
Borgones.
As incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Borgia. The Borgia house. All right, back to our toss-ups. What German scientist who names the smallest possible length proposed the idea that energy is quantized and is called the father of quantum physics? Daniel.
Planck.
Max Planck is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in E. coli, tryptophan synthesis and lactose metabolism are regulated by what structures, clusters of genes that are transcribed together?
Operons.
Operons is correct. Well done. Back to the toss-ups. What sitcom in which entrepreneurial Tom Haverford was played by Aziz Theodore?
Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Rec is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Frederick the Great was a virtuoso on and wrote more than 100 sonatas for what wind instrument whose modern form was developed by Theobald Bohm?
Oh, clarinet. Clarinet.
Clarinet is incorrect. Mascoutah, chance to steal.
Flute.
Flute is correct. Well done. Next toss-up. What body of water contains the Dahlak archipelago, provides the origin of the name Etruria, and separates Egypt and Sudan from Wyatt?
Nile.
The Nile's incorrect. I'll repeat it for your Carbondale. What body of water contains the Dahlak archipelago, provides the original name of the Eritrea, and separates Egypt and Sudan from the Arabian Peninsula? Theodore.
The Red Sea.
The Red Sea is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what World War I battle took place over 9 months in 1916 and involved over 300,000 deaths in trench warfare in northeast France?
Battle of Verdun.
Battle of Verdun is correct. Well done. And that'll take us to our next media question. This Indian, Wyatt.
Jinx.
Jinx is correct. I'll take us back to our toss-ups. What son of Seti I was a 19th century dynasty pharaoh who built the temple of Abu Simbel, may be the pharaoh in Exodus, and was known as the Great? Ryan.
Ramses.
We need more than just Ramses.
Ramses II.
Ramses II is correct. For your bonus, what British poet laureate wrote the 1998 collection Birthday Letters, in which he reflected on his marriage to American author Sylvia Plath?
Smith.
Smith is incorrect. Mascoutah, chance to steal.
Hughes.
Ted Hughes is correct. Well done. Next toss-up. What commentator who in August 2023 interviewed Donald Trump on Twitter was fired by Rupert Murdoch? Ryan.
Carlson.
Tucker Carlson is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what ordinary matter particles, which are part of the second generation of leptons, are about 200 times heavier than electrons?
Yes. Protons.
Protons is incorrect. Mascoutah, chance to steal.
Hadrons.
Hadrons is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was muons. Muons. Your next toss-up. What title character is found with a dog on an ice floe by Captain Walton, who learns... Daniel.
Frankenstein.
Victor Frankenstein is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Alabama city has an annual commemoration to mark Bloody Sunday, in which civil rights protesters were beaten on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in 1965?
Selma.
Selma, Alabama is correct. Well done. The next toss-up. What company founded Cape Town, monopolized Japan's external trade for 200 years, founded Theodore?
Dutch East India Company.
Dutch East India Company is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what conflict is the setting of The Dentist, The Man I Killed, and other stories in the Tim O'Brien collection, The Things They Carried?
Vietnam War.
Vietnam War is correct. Well done. Next question. What animals, one of which was strangled to death due to its impervious fur in the first of Hercules' labors? Clark.
Lion.
Lion is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what noble gas is at concentration of about 1% the third most common gas in dry air and has atomic number 18?
Argon.
Argon is correct. Hold on. Next toss-up. What author wrote about the abduction of Cora and Alice Munro and the death of Uncas in a novel about Nadia Bump? Ryan.
Cooper.
Cooper is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what politician who served as Secretary of State in both Whig administrations debated federal power with Robert Hayne and represented Massachusetts?
Webster.
Webster.
Daniel Webster is correct. Well done. And that'll take us to our next media question. This,
Jimmy Donaldson.
that is his full name. Mr. Beast is correct. Well done. And you are just so quick. I don't think I've said a single word of any of the media questions tonight, but well done. Back to our toss-ups. What country where 100 people died in an October 2023 drone strike in Homs has been the site of a decade-long civil war against Bashar al-Assad? Clark.
Syria.
Syria is correct. For your bonus, what surname, which belonged to a humorist who died in an Alaska plane crash in 1935, is also the last name of the hero known as Captain America?
Rogers.
Rogers is correct. Well done. Next question. What animals are free-floating Medusa stages in phylum? Daniel.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish is correct. For your bonus, what author of the Border trilogy, which includes the novel All the Pretty Horses, wrote about the brutal Judge Holden in Blood Meridian?
McCarthy.
Cormac McCarthy is correct. And that'll take us to our lightning round. The way our lightning round works is each team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they can about a certain topic. Now, Mascoutah, since you guys are trailing in this one, you get the first pick of the litter. Your choices are literary dogs, visual art terms, islands of the world, or double vowels.
Visual art terms.
Visual art terms it is. Given an art term, identify whether it is most commonly used in the discipline of painting, sculpture, drawing, or photography. 60 seconds on the clock. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1. Acrylics.
Painting.
Bust and relief.
Sculpting.
Aperture.
Photo. Photography.
Cross-hatching.
Drawing.
Shutter speed.
Photography.
Lost wax technique.
Pass.
Speed as measured with the ISO system.
Photography.
Encaustic.
Pass.
A bokeh.
Photography.
Alla prima.
Painting.
Lost wax technique.
Sculpting.
Encaustic.
Drawing.
That is incorrect, but going in 9 for 10 in very quick order. Encaustic is painting.
Second
Painting.
guess.
But very well done, Caitlin, and the rest of Mascoutah. Now, Carbondale, it is your guys' turn. Your choices are islands of the world, double vowels, or literary dogs.
Double vowels.
Double vowels it is. Give these answers that begin with a double vowel. 60 seconds on the clock. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1. Long fish with an electric type. Eel.
Electros.
Biblical brother of Moses.
Aaron.
The number 2 in Roman numerals.
I.
Distant solar system region that long period comets come from.
Pork cloud.
African mammal whose name means earth pig.
Aardvark.
5-letter adjective meaning spooky. Eerie. Acronym for U.S. Roadside Assistance Organization founded in 1902.
AA. RP.
That's incorrect. First name of architect Saarinen, who designed the Gateway Arch.
Euro.
German name of Charlemagne's capital.
Aachen.
Term for the study of eggs.
Oology.
And that is all of them. It was not AA, but triple A. But I think you guys probably did know that. How many of you guys have your license, just out of curiosity?
Oh, not him.
Okay, so 1 out of 4. All right, that's not as bad as I thought it would be, but let's take a look at our... 2? Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Let's take a look at our scores after our lightning round. We have Carbondale on top, 520 to Mascoutah's 190. So still plenty of time to catch up in a very high-scoring game. Let's take it back to our toss-ups. In September 2023, what athlete defeated Arina Sarablanca to become the first American teenage tennis player since Serena Williams to win the U.S. Open? Ryan.
Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what form of arthritis caused by the buildup of uric acid crystals in the joints often affects the big toe first?
Like goit.
Gout.
Gout.
What do you?
Gout.
Gout.
Gout is correct. Hold on. Your next toss-up. What empire known as the Realm of Four Parts to its subjects was founded by Manco Capac and destroyed by conquistadors led by Francisco Pizarro? Theodore.
Inca.
Inca is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what monarch entered a holy league designed to control the Black Sea coast 2 years after taking the throne and later went on the Grand Embassy?
Catherine the Great.
Or who? Catherine.
Catherine is incorrect. Mascoutah, chance to steal.
No answer.
The answer looking for was Peter the Great. Peter the Great. Okay, next toss-up. What play in which Ulrich leads a revolt against Gessler was written by Friedrich Schiller? Wyatt.
William Tell.
William Tell is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what city south of Sardis Lake, which is the home of the University of Mississippi, shares its name with an English city?
Birmingham.
Birmingham is incorrect. Carbondale, Kansas City.
Manchester.
Manchester is incorrect. I almost said the answer instead of saying your name, and thank God no one caught it. It is Oxford, Mississippi. Oxford. I'll look at our next toss-up. What interactions that hold together the base pairs in DNA explain the... Why?
Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen bonds is correct. Well done. For your bonus, topologists often joke that a coffee mug is equivalent to what shape that looks like a donut?
Sphenoid.
Sphenoid is incorrect. Carbondale, chance to steal.
Taurus.
Taurus is correct. Well done. And that'll take us to our next media question. This song, More, is from a virtual K-pop group named KDA, featuring 4 main members and additional guests. This group was created by Riot Games for one of their most widely known MOBA games. Name this game. Daniel.
Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact is incorrect. Why?
Blackpink the game.
Blackpink the game is incorrect. Thank God, honestly, that none of you play League of Legends. You are better off for it. And I'll take us to our next toss-up. What 2023 film in which medium Joyce Reynolds becomes impaled on a statue is about Detective Hercule Poirot? Wyatt.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
That's incorrect. Great movie, though. I'll read it for you, Carbondale. What 2023 film in which medium Joyce Reynolds becomes impaled on a statue is about Detective Hercule Poirot investigating a murder in Italy? Right.
Mask of the Red Death.
That's incorrect. It is A Haunting in Venice. A Haunting in Venice. Great movie. For your next toss-up, what province, whose town of Churchill is known as the polar bear capital of the world, is Clark?
None of it.
None of it is incorrect. I want to read it for you, Mascoutah. What province, whose town of Churchill is known as the polar bear capital of the world, is east of Saskatchewan and is governed from Winnipeg? Wyatt.
Manitoba.
Manitoba is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in English, what characteristic of a verb may be indicative, imperative, or subjunctive?
Mood.
Grammatical mood is correct. Well done. Next question. The atoll technique is used to play what musical instrument whose concert version has a... Wyatt.
Clarinet.
Clarinet is incorrect. I will read it for you, Carbondale. The atoll technique is used to play what musical instrument whose concert version has a 6.1 octave range and 7 pedals to control its 47 strings? Daniel.
Organ.
Organ is incorrect. The answer looking for was harp. Harp. Next toss up. What election whose winner ran on the National Union ticket saw former General George McClellan lose to Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War? Why?
1864.
1864 is correct. Well done. For your bonus, pencil and paper ready. What is the median of a data set whose 6 values are 1, 100, 8, 17, 12, and 4?
10.
10 is correct. Well done. Next toss up. What head of state who brokered the end of the 2023 Wagner Group revolt is often called Europe's last dictator? Wyatt.
Lukashenko.
Alexander Lukashenko is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Manjushri is what kind of enlightened being in Mahayana Buddhism who delays nirvana to help educate others?
Therabuddha.
That's incorrect. Carbondale, chances deal.
Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva is correct. Well done. The next toss up. What word describes both a speaker in the title of a Chang Ray Lee novel and a son in the title of a novel about Bigger Thomas by Richard Wyatt?
Native.
Native is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what country is the setting of a novel about 108 heroes who live in a swamp titled Water Margin?
China.
China is correct. And I'll take us to our next media question. This song by Laura Jane Grace was released in late 2020 and is the 6th track on her solo album titled Stay Alive. The accompanying music video for this song is simple, yet bright and colorful. Name this song.
Lost track of the time, how long have I been here? Lost track of the time, how many tries have I been broken all many mornings?
Daniel.
Gangnam Style.
That's incorrect. The answer we were looking for there was supernatural possession. Supernatural possession. After our toss-ups, what first name was shared by a daughter of Sir Thomas Parr and an Aragonese princess who were respectively the last and first wives of Henry VIII? Wyatt.
Catherine.
Catherine is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the Montreal Protocol banned the use of what class of ozone-depleting refrigerants that include freons?
Hydrofluorocarbons.
Hydrofluorocarbons is correct. Well done.
Chlorofluorocarbons.
Is it chlorofluorocarbons? It is chlorofluorocarbons. I thought you said that right. But Daniel is correct, so well done, Daniel, on the steam. It is chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs.
Oh my gosh.
And that'll take us to our next toss-up. What amendment in which Furman v. Georgia was held to apply to the death penalty forbids both excessive bail and cruel and unusual Theodore? Eighth Amendment is correct. Well done. For your bonus, a New York Daily News headline claimed that what president, a former Michigan congressman, told the city to drop dead during a 1970s budget crisis?
Eisenhower. Ford.
Gerald Ford is correct. Well done. Next toss-up. What bodies may be named using a Bayer designation that contains a Greek letter and a form of the name of a constellation such as Alpha Centauri? Ryan.
The star.
Star is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what second single from the album Gemini Rights repeats, "I wish I knew you wanted me," and is the first Billboard #1 by Steve Lacy?
Bad Habit.
Bad Habit is correct. Well done. Next toss-up. What religious tradition stresses effortless action in its concept of wu-wei as Clark?
Taoism.
Taoism is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in theater, an actor who is corpsing is starting to exhibit what undesirable out-of-character behavior in the middle of a scene?
Laughing.
Laughter is correct. Well done. Next toss-up. And that bell means we are all out of time. Dang, we keep getting so close to getting through all the questions. I get so excited every time. But let's take a look at our scores after that. We have Carbondale on top, 690 over Mascoutah's 325. So congrats, Carbondale. You got our first spot in the finals. That is all the time we have for today. So for our lovely contestants here today and the people working hard behind the scenes, I'm Ethan Neer. Thank you so much, and good night.